guys, I'm Tiffany. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my reading journal flip through from January to March of 2024. So for the start of the spread, I have New Year, New Journal with 2024 highlighted. I'm not sure if the highlighter is coming through. It's pretty hard to see in person as well, so maybe it's not that easy. So first up is January. On January 5th, I went to see Gianmarco Soresi. It was very interesting, to get to go to a comedy show. Next up is the books. First book I read was Allergic, and I read that on January 7th, and I thought it was fantastic. It was super cute. I had a blast. Next up was Smile, because I read Sisters last year, so I wanted to start it back and read Smile, so I read that from the 8th through the 9th. And it's not quite how I remember it. It was quite disappointing. Next up is Squished, and I read that from the 18th to the 21st, and so this is the same author duo as Allergic. So I wanted to read another of their books. Maybe they're a one-hit wonder, or maybe I couldn't engage in the theme, because with this one, it dealt with animals and a very cute dog. Versus this one, it's about a very crowded family. Like, for me, that just does not really appeal. Next up, I read Guts. I just decided I was gonna finish the trilogy, so I read that on January 22nd, and I thought it was great! It was worth sticking through the series. It was very well done. So I was very happy I actually decided to read all of them because Guts was very, very enjoyable. And I think what made it good was the fact that it was a little bit more mature, a little bit more relatable than something more kiddish with Guts. Next up is February. So I was very excited on February 4th when Taylor Swift announced the Tortured Poets Department, so I'm very much looking forward to April 19th for that. And I read one book that was The Exception to the Rule by Christina, and I read that on February 2nd. It was a great story. I really enjoyed it. I could have really seen this being full length, but I appreciate it being so short. It was cute. And then I did a very fun childhood throwback. I watched 4 Land Before Time movies and I had a blast. It brought back fond memories and I enjoyed it. Next up, I watched the Super Bowl, and this was my first time really getting into a football game. I thought the plays were captivating and I had fun. And in regards to football, this is actually going to relate to March. So last spread is March. So on March 3rd, my dad and I took a drive and tossed the football around. He went ahead and bought one so that we could toss it around because I started getting a little bit more interested in football. So he taught me some new things with the ball and we had a great time, especially the spiral. I hadn't really known about the spiral and how to do it. I've seen it before, but I've never done it myself, so that was really cool. And next up, I did a book challenge. So I read Damsel from March 1st through the 7th. So Netflix released a new movie with the same name. This is the one with Millie Bobby Brown. I remembered this book and thought it'd be cool to challenge myself to compare and contrast that movie and this book. Now, just to make it clear, this book is not the book that was based on this movie, the screenplay or anything like that. That's a totally separate book and separate author. But I thought it would be kind of cool since they have similar concepts and they're both tackling the damsel in distress and kind of subverting that. And I thought this book was so good. Better than the Battle of the Sexes picks so far. So with the Battle of the Sexes picks, if you have not stayed up to date with one of the challenges I've been doing, I've been reading Eve of Men, which I did read, and then there's The XY and City of Beasts. Now those definitely more focused on separate societies between men and women, versus at least with Eve of Man it was only one girl. I still intend on finishing my book challenge, but I definitely enjoyed this more, even though I wouldn't call it Battle of the Sexes. It ended up being definitely very feminist, a very good critique on how patriarchal society is and everything like that. So next up, I started off strong with my puzzle. I got this for Christmas and started working on it intermittently beginning in February. And as of March 10th, I got all the edge pieces. Hooray! And then it was especially exciting on March 14th for the first time ever on this channel, because I did have a channel before this, so it took a very long time, but I finally hit and surpassed 100 subscribers. So thank you everyone who has subscribed, and I hope some of you will decide to subscribe as well. I'd love to have you here. The next book I read was Tomboy, and I read that on March 20th. I really enjoyed this book, and I related a lot to her experiences. Next up, I read the manga Cat Plus Gamer. So I read that for 3 days, which was the 28th, 29th, and 31st. And for me, for my personal interest, pretty much no plot, but the cat was absolutely adorable. I decided to read it on ebook, and now my camera roll definitely has a couple of screenshots of just how cute the cat was drawn. So this is my spread so far for this year. I'm definitely looking forward to April. I hope some very good things will happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, and if you liked this video and would like to see more bookish content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Bye!